This February, 10 on Your Side is proud to honor Black history. The legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lives on 56 years after his untimely death.
Dr. King toured Hampton Roads when fighting for civil rights in the face of racism and violence. And now, decades later, his goal of achieving civil rights for all continues.
Kiana Patterson shares his influence on a local educator and our community.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Plaza stands tall at the corner of Jefferson Avenue and 25th Street.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Historian Veronica Elise Davis reads quotes etched in stone as we reflect on King's visits to the historic First Baptist Church of Newport News in 1958 and 1962.
He went to the people. He went into the churches. Martin Luther King set the bar very high for us.
And his influence on our area continues through his words and nonviolent actions to make change.
We grew up during the days of Jim Crow, and so there were lots of things that were going on that were not very comfortable for us.
Cecelia Tucker recalls King's stops at Virginia Union University while working to get more blacks registered to vote and staying for a week of prayer.
We all went up and got our Bibles, and so I have a Bible by Martin Luther King and his wife, Coretta Scott King. We were extremely proud to have this because he was such a famous person, especially black, you know, because in those days you didn't see a lot of blacks on TV.
Working toward that change, in 1963, Tucker was part of the March on Washington.
I have never in my life seen that many people. 250,000 people were assembled there.
Tucker recalls his words as a moving sermon.
Who knew the I Have a Dream speech, how important it is in our lives today. And all of the things that he had to say are still things that we are looking forward to.
Years later, she taught at the all-black Booker T. Washington High School in Norfolk, where students there pushed for integration.
They walked to the school board office and protested being in that crowded building, and eventually Booker T got the building that it has now.
Around that time, King had to cancel a Virginia tour to Norfolk and Suffolk, according to this Virginian Pilot article published on March 30th, 1968.
And so he detoured to go to Memphis with the plan of coming back to us. But unfortunately, when he got there, he was met with an assassin's bullet.
Tucker remembers exactly where she was that Thursday, April 4th.
I was at Booker T. Washington High School. I had just walked into the principal's office, and the secretary said to me, "We just got a call that Martin Luther King has been killed." And I remembered screaming.
She says King's death is still an open wound.
We have not gotten over the death of Martin Luther King. He was singled out only because he wanted to stand for what was right.
And it's that belief that carried her through 3 decades at Old Dominion University, improving community relations. And now at 85, her work continues in our community today.
We've just got to be friends with each other. We cannot live in a world of hatred.
Kiana Patterson, 10 on Your Side.